Modern life is full of worries, pressures, and distractions that make us seem lost in our own minds. Amidst all that chaos, have you ever stopped and asked yourself, how can I live a more peaceful, happier life? Sometimes the answer does not lie in completely changing your life, but simply adjusting the way you perceive and face it. Let's explore with me 9 small but extremely powerful things that will help you live better every day, starting from your own soul. First, stop comparing. In Buddhist teachings, one of the main causes of suffering is comparison and jealousy. The Buddha taught that each person has his or her own path, shaped by karma and pratyasamutpada. When we compare ourselves to others, we not only create dissatisfaction and jealousy, but also obscure our sense of self-worth. The Buddha once emphasized that everyone has Buddha nature, meaning that everyone has the potential for enlightenment and perfection. But each person's path is unique and different from anyone else's. Each person's life is a separate journey, and what we see in others is only the surface, not the whole story. Looking at the sky, each person may see a different shade of blue, depending on their perspective and mood. Therefore, instead of comparing, we should focus on loving and caring for ourselves, accepting ourselves with all that we have. This not only helps us live happier, but also helps free our minds from unnecessary worries. Share your thoughts in the comments section and let's discuss this topic. If you find the video useful, don't forget to click like and share to support us, helping to create more valuable content every day for you. 2. Think about positive things during the day. Buddhism always encourages cultivating compassion and wisdom through practicing mindfulness and right thinking. One of the effective ways to maintain a positive mental state is to focus on the good things, the small joys in daily life. The Buddha taught that our mind is like a garden, and thoughts are the seeds. If we constantly water the positive seeds, the garden will bloom with beautiful flowers and fruits. On the contrary, if we let our mind be filled with negative thoughts, the garden will become barren and withered. So, instead of letting unfavorable things drain your energy, collect joys, no matter how small, to nourish your spirit. When the mind is nourished with positive thoughts, not only does work and daily life become easier, but we also create a positive spin, attracting more good things to ourselves. 3. Accepting imperfection. In Buddhist teachings, the concepts of no-self, anatta, and impermanence, anicca, remind us that everything in life is imperfect and always changing. Nothing lasts forever, and nothing is absolutely perfect. The Buddha taught that perfection is not a necessary condition for happiness. Instead, accepting the imperfection of ourselves and life is an important part of enlightenment. When we strive for perfection, we burden ourselves with unrealistic expectations, which leads to fatigue and suffering. Instead of pursuing perfection, Buddhism encourages us to practice compassion for ourselves and others, looking at things with tolerance and acceptance. In this way, we can reduce stress, avoid perfectionist thinking, and live a lighter life, freer in our own imperfection. 4. Controlling anger. In Buddhist teachings, anger is considered one of the greatest poisons of the mind, often called the 3 poisons, including greed, hatred, and ignorance. Anger is a smoldering fire that burns the mind, blinds reason, and makes us easily lose our way in anger. The Buddha once compared anger to an arrow shot back, not only causing pain to others but also causing deep damage to ourselves. When anger flares up, it causes us to lose our peace of mind, making us victims of the negative emotions we harbor. Buddhism teaches that in order to control anger, we must first clearly realize that anger does not bring any benefits, but only increases suffering. Instead, we should practice compassion, tolerance, and learn to forgive. When we realize that anger is just a temporary phenomenon, without a real nature, we can let it go and live a more peaceful, happier life. 5. Giving. One of the core values of Buddhism is generosity, dana, which is the act of giving unconditionally. The Buddha taught that when we give, not only the recipient benefits, but we also receive valuable things in return. The act of giving is not limited to material things, but also includes time, love, and spiritual support. When we open our hearts to give, we create a positive energy that spreads everywhere. Buddhism affirms that true wealth lies not in accumulating, but in sharing. When we give sincerely, we relieve stress, reduce our attachment to material things, and open the way for compassion to grow. The act of giving also helps us to be free from the bonds of the ego, which leads to inner peace and happiness. As the Buddha once said, wealth is only meaningful when it is shared. Giving is not only charity, but also a way for us to practice compassion, nourish our souls, and reap the good fruits of life. 6. Walk your own path. Buddhism always emphasizes self-reliance, affirming that each person must walk his own path. No one can replace or save us. The Buddha once said, "Be an island unto yourself, be a refuge unto yourself." Life is not without challenges and adversities, but those difficulties are opportunities for us to train our will and grow. Buddhism encourages us not to depend on others or look for help from outside, but instead to believe in our own abilities. The path to enlightenment, like any path in life, requires perseverance, effort, and relentless commitment. Only when we walk on our own, facing every challenge with a mindful and steadfast mind, can we reach the ultimate goal of liberation and peace. 7. Live in the present. In Buddhist teachings, the principle of living in the present is considered the core of mindfulness. The Buddha once taught that the past is gone, the future has not yet come, only the present moment is the only reality. When we let our minds wander into the past, there is often regret or remorse. When we look to the future, there is anxiety and fear. Both of these states cause suffering, losing peace of mind. Therefore, focusing on the present moment, observing everything that is happening without judgment, helps us to escape the troubles caused by thinking about the past or the future. This not only helps us approach reality mindfully, but also leads us to freedom from mental disturbances, creating a state of peace, tranquility, and happiness. 8. Facing difficulties. In Buddhist philosophy, difficulties and challenges are indispensable parts of life. The Buddha taught that life in this world is full of suffering, and it is through this suffering that we have the opportunity to grow and mature. Easy paths with few challenges do not usually lead to lasting or meaningful achievements. On the contrary, it is the difficult, thorny paths that train us to persevere, patience, and wisdom. The Buddha went through countless challenges, from giving up a life of luxury to living an ascetic life, to facing temptations and suffering in the process of searching for enlightenment. Through these experiences, he realized that suffering is not an enemy, but a great teacher, helping us to discover and understand the true nature of life. Buddhism encourages us not to run away from difficulties, but to face them bravely and mindfully, because only when they are truly valuable. 9. Accept the law of life. One of the core lessons of Buddhism is the acceptance of the law of impermanence, that everything in life changes and nothing lasts forever. The Buddha taught that suffering arises from trying to control things that are beyond our control, from clinging to things that cannot be kept forever. We often want things to go our way. We want good things to last and bad things to disappear. However, this is not possible. Everything is subject to cause and effect and impermanence, from the emotions in our minds to the events in our lives. Buddhism encourages us to be clear about the nature of life, to accept that there are things we cannot change or control, and to live in harmony with that natural law. When we accept the law of impermanence, our minds will become more peaceful, no longer clinging to things that cannot be changed, and no longer worrying or fearing about what has not yet come. This acceptance helps us live more easily, more freely, and more fully in each present moment. Please share your thoughts in the comments section and let's discuss this topic. If you find the video useful, don't forget to like and share to support us, helping to create more valuable content every day for you. Thank you very much for listening and taking the time to follow my sharing. These things have accumulated over many years, and I am happy to share them with you. Please keep this knowledge and apply it to your life. I will have more to share with you in the future. Take care of yourself and stay healthy. See you next time. Wishing you peace and happiness.